Hello, dear friends. Today we are going to dive into the world of survival and explore the top 10 best games on Android and iOS, which will not only test your wits and endurance, but also deliver a lot of fun. Get ready to find out which games will make your adventure unforgettable and which ones are right for you. Let's get started. Earth Revival immerses players in a dystopian post-apocalyptic world, where the Earth is almost destroyed after several global catastrophes. In this survival game, you will not only have to fight for resources, but also actively participate in rebuilding the world. Exploring the destroyed territories, collecting necessary materials, building shelters, and interacting with other survivors are all important aspects of the gameplay. However, the unique feature of Earth Revival lies in its complex ecosystem, which allows players not only to adapt to the conditions of the new world, but also to actively influence its future. You can launch various environmental projects and make decisions that will impact the planet's recovery, making every action you take meaningful in the fight to revitalize Earth. Undawn is a thrilling, open-world action RPG that combines survival in a zombie apocalypse with the challenge of rebuilding civilization. Players begin their journey in a devastated world where every day is filled with danger and challenges. The main aspects of the game include building shelters, forming alliances with other players for joint defense, and fighting against zombies. Weapons and equipment in Undawn are varied, allowing players to find the best kit for their playstyle, whether it be melee or ranged attack. Unique character abilities add depth to the strategy, providing opportunities for a variety of tactical decisions in combat and world exploration. Auroria calls players on a thrilling journey through a world where magic permeates every corner, from ancient ruins to mysterious forests. In this fantasy game, you will not only explore magnificent locations, but also encounter various mystical creatures, each of which adds uniqueness and mystery to the world of Auroria. The storyline of the game is deeply developed and offers players not only to follow the development of events, but also to actively participate in the fates of the characters. The ability to choose and develop magical abilities plays a key role, as each choice affects the course of battles and interactions with elements of the world. Players can customize magic skills to suit their playstyle, making each playthrough unique. Micr Survivor opens up an exciting and unfamiliar world of microscopic organisms, where every day is a struggle for survival. By controlling their microorganism, players are immersed in an environment where predators, viruses, and changing conditions create constant challenges. This game uniquely combines elements of strategy, biology, and ecosystem management, requiring players to not only react quickly, but also plan strategically. The development and adaptation of your microorganism to the environment is a key aspect of the game. Players can choose different development paths, such as improving movement speed, resistance to viruses, or the ability to absorb nutrients, allowing them to create a unique and adapted organism to challenges. Sailor's Odyssey is an adventure game that allows players to explore the vast open world of the seas and oceans from the position of captain of their own ship. Traveling from one port to another, players face a variety of challenges, including trading, fighting pirates, and searching for sunken treasure. Each adventure is enriched with historical and cultural details that make the game's world vivid and realistic. The game places great emphasis on navigation and ship handling, requiring players to understand nautical charts and weather conditions. Interaction with the various cultures and civilizations that players encounter on their travels also plays an important role. Decisions made during encounters can influence the development of the story and relationships with other characters. Dawnlands is a fascinating fantasy survival simulator in which players are immersed in the process of exploring new, unknown lands. The player's task is not just to survive, but to build a thriving settlement, resist mythical creatures, and interact with other clans and factions to strengthen their position in the world. A sophisticated crafting system allows players to create the weapons, tools, and structures needed to defend and develop the settlement. Strategic planning plays a key role as every decision can affect the future of the settlement. from choosing where to build to prioritizing resource development. Fading City immerses players in an exciting urban survival world where cities are shrouded in a mystical fog that turns ordinary people into monstrous creatures. This game combines elements of exploration, survival, and puzzle solving, asking players to not only fight for their existence, but also to rescue other survivors, solve puzzles, and find ways to combat the fog. Gameplay involves exploring city streets, buildings, and dungeons in search of resources such as food, water, weapons, and medicine. Each location hides unique dangers and opportunities, requiring players to be attentive and strategically planned. Special attention is paid to the mechanics of interaction with other characters, who can both help and hinder the achievement of goals. Lost Future is a thrilling adventure game that takes players into a time-traveling world in order to prevent global disasters in the future. The game combines elements of puzzles, science fiction, and action to create a unique and dynamic game space where every choice matters and can radically change the course of history. Players will have to solve complex puzzles and make strategic decisions that affect the storyline and possible outcomes. These elements, combined with the science fiction theme, allow for a deep immersion into a designed universe where past, present, and future are tightly intertwined. WinterCraft is an intense survival simulator where players face the brutal conditions of harsh winter. The main task is to gather resources, build shelters, and adapt to extreme cold, which requires not only physical endurance, but also the ability to plan and act strategically. The peculiarity of the game is an elaborate system of climate control, which affects not only the conditions of survival, but also the behavior of the wildlife and the state of the ecosystem. Players will have to consider weather changes and their impact on available resources and building opportunities. Interaction with wildlife adds an extra layer of complexity, as animals can be both a source of food and a threat. Understanding ecological chains and proper management of natural resources are key to successful survival. ZOZ Final Hour is a fast-paced, tactical third-person shooter that immerses players in a dystopian world plagued by a zombie apocalypse. In this tense environment, players will not only have to fight for survival, but also carefully plan their actions as part of team operations. The game emphasizes the importance of a strategic approach to mission execution. Using a variety of weapons and defense equipment requires players to be able to choose the right inventory for each specific task. In addition to personal shooting skills, teamwork, and the ability to quickly adapt to changes on the battlefield play an important role. Team tactics are expanded through the use of traps and fortifications, allowing players to defend certain points on the map or lure enemies into ambushes. This adds an extra layer of strategic planning and requires excellent coordination between team members.